All right. Last but not least, here's what I will say about Monique and this Netflix situation. If you don't know, Monique recently got on the internet and said that she would like for us to boycott, us, I guess, being the Black community. I don't know who in particular.
Had to be. She knew white people wasn't going to give a fuck.
She wants us to boycott Netflix because I guess in a deal for a comedy special with the site, she was offered $500,000 initially.
Right.
And after finding that Amy Schumer received $12 million for her comedy special that came out last year, I believe, she decided that she wasn't having that. That wasn't enough. I don't know exactly how the deal fell through or if she just said no and then did it or if she did it first. I don't really know. But the point is, $500,000 won't go work. I'm assuming Netflix said, well, that's nice. Wish you the best. And here's where we are now. That was the end
of it, right?
So I think that most niggas just kind of said to her, well, girl, we don't pay for Netflix anyway.
I'm on my cousin's account right now, girl. I can't boycott something I don't pay for.
Okay. All I'm going to say is this, because I don't feel like arguing or really even having a conversation with you niggas about this on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, none of the days. All I will say is I hated Monique's approach. I thought that her approach to the whole thing sucked. I'm not going to boycott Netflix. I just started watching The Office. I'm like halfway through season 3. There's 9 of them. I'm enjoying it. I don't plan on stopping. I have to catch up on The Magicians. Like, my whole list on Netflix really needs...
It's a new season of Grace and Frankie I got to get through.
You're
asking a lot in a boycott of Netflix over your personal problems.
Love Monique. Like, I love Monique. She's always been one of my favorite comedians, but I'm not even going to get up here in front and act like, yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna watch Netflix. I'm sorry. So that's that. I hated the whole I'm the most decorated comedian alive or whatever comment. I mean, although I didn't watch that interview, I just read the quote. So I didn't like that comment either. Just the whole way that she's gone about it, I wasn't really fond of. But if you were to ask me, do I think that Monique should get more than $500,000 from Netflix for a comedy special? I would say yes if they gave Amy Schumer $12 million.
Right.
The end. Like, I don't really have much else to give you for that. I feel like if they get... First of all, I read last year that Amy Schumer was originally offered like 10 or 11 million and then demanded more.
Wow.
And... I read this because don't you remember that there were like headlines about how Amy Schumer demands more for her Netflix special because of how much Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle got paid.
Yeah, she was upset and we were like, bitch, are you anywhere
the coloreds were like,
excuse you, bitch.
You don't go sit your stale ass down.
Right.
Somewhere, you could never.
You really mentioned yourself in the same breath as Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, bitch.
White feminism, on the other hand, was hoorah, hoorah, equal pay.
And she got her money.
Absolutely. She got an increase. And she, even after those headlines, she came forward and said, so I did ask for more money, but I didn't ask for more money because I wanted to match Dave and Chris. I asked for more money because I just wanted it. Like...
Okay.
I wanted more money. I don't think that I should get the same pay as them. They're the funniest people ever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She posted all of this on Instagram while she was like butt naked because, you know, that's her thing. Like, look at my imperfect body.
Oh, yeah. She and Lena Dunham love that shit. Anyway. Look at how fat we are, except we're not really fat. We're like a size 8.
I think she even ended it
and regular we are.
in like hashtag fat.
Oh, she gets on my nerves. Anyways. God. Oh, she irks.
So she even came forward and said, I don't give a fuck about equal pay. Like, I just wanted more money.
Well, I do respect that. Being like, no, Netflix, give me an extra $1.5 million. That's fine.
So if they would give Amy Schumer $12 million for that comedy special that flopped, by the way, yes, I do think
that is a spit in the face.
Monique, an Academy Award winning comedian and actress, should at least be comfortable to be like,
resume
so let me get some
has
more.
to be at least 3 times longer than Amy Schumer's, at least.
I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, Monique ain't been shit for the longest, or she hasn't done anything for the longest, and everybody says she has a bad attitude. I don't give a fuck about any of that. We're still talking, like, it's really easy, especially for us, I've noticed, to just throw each other away or throw, you know, we were all clapping hands and black excellence when she won that fucking award. And, oh, first black woman since da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Emmys too. Oh, Golden Globes. Oh,
right.
da-da-da-da. All of that. Now we haven't heard from her for however long. And Lee Daniels said she didn't play the game, which that statement aggravated me, but neither here nor there.
Yeah.
She didn't play the game. And so now all of a sudden, fuck Monique, I guess, and her nerve to want to be paid what she thinks she's worth. And you can also say, well, the market is this, you know, and Amy Schumer sells out arenas. Dane Cook sold out arenas too.
Doesn't make you funny.
Doesn't make you funny.
It does not.
Definitely is not.
I've always enjoyed Monique's stand-up, and I have always had a great amount of respect for the things that she has done in her career. Like the doors that she's knocked down, and the fact that she's been a trailblazer in a lot of ways for Black female comics. And her quote about, you know, if I accept $500,000, what are they gonna offer Tiffany Haddish and the girls coming after me? And
exactly.
All this. Like all of that makes so much sense.
There's no way they would offer Tiffany Haddish $10 million,
right?
$9 million. I would gag if
not
they gave her $9 million.
Not at all.
I doubt it.
Right? Of course not.
And it's been lit for her out here for like the past year and some change. It has not been lit for Amy Schumer like that since like 2015. Let's keep it a buck.
Amy Schumer has been like gassed up off of her, I'm a schlubby white woman. I'm so fat, but I catch all the dicks. Like, that's her whole thing.
Her comedy special was called The Leather Special, and it was all because she says that every comedian has had a moment in their career where they wore leather and then they regretted it. And this is mine. Look how ridiculous I look in my leather outfit.
That's like Amy Schumer's comedy.
And if you like it,
great.
Cool. There's nothing even wrong with that. But you're not going to sit her next to someone as accomplished and actually fucking funny.
Right.
And
as
say
Monique,
that even if you don't feel like, yes, she's had like more success over the past 5 years or whatever than Monique has, but there's like that gap, 500,000,
not even a million, right?
Million?
Hell no. It is actually ridiculous. Like,
I'm sorry.
Niggas are taking their personal feelings about Monique. Oh, like maybe you agree with Lee Daniels and Monique don't play the game, or Monique said something about Oprah, so I don't like her for this, or Monique is fat. Monique need to stop letting her husband run her business, which may be true. I really don't know.
I don't know.
But all of these personal feelings about Monique don't take away from the fact that a Black woman who is as accomplished as she is and has the resume that she does certainly does not deserve to be offered peanuts, especially in comparison to somebody like Amy fucking Schumer, who just got here and is not even that fucking funny.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all right. That's what I want niggas to understand. Your personal feelings about her do not change that fact. And y'all want to talk about Black women and the wage gap between white women and white men and all this other shit, and yet somehow in this conversation it's, well, fuck her black ass. The Monique ought to be glad they offered her $5,000, bitch. This is like, she's still Monique, bitch. She's still Monique.
Somebody linked me to Isaac Hayes III on Instagram. Anyway, he posted like some well, he called it a dialogue. It was really just something that Monique said and then a little series of tweets that he said in response to her or whatever. But I guess it was in comment. He was commenting on the decorated comedian thing she said.
Right.
And at one point he says something like, you know, well, comedians like an Amy Schumer or a Tina Fey, they can't even win a lot of the awards that you got. And so you're actually showing racial bias in your argument because,
nigga, what?
You know, like an Amy Schumer could never win a BET award or an NAACP award. I'm like, are y'all really nitpicking that dumbass comment that she made? Like, take all the Negro awards out of it. This bitch won an Oscar. Academy Award winning Monique. This would be like her first televised comedy special in however long. And I don't give a fuck how you feel about her, whether you like her or you do not like her. I just feel like there should be more people who are looking at the root of this statement. Amy Schumer's non-funny ass made $12 million off of a special that did not even perform very well. And they offered this bitch $500,000 someone who's more accomplished than her, maybe not more as accomplished as Whoopi Goldberg or whoever else, because I don't even know why she opened her mouth to say that. Like, I really don't. But either way.
I don't know why she invited us to the Netflix boycott. Like, there's things to criticize about Monique here, but her asking for a decent amount of money is not one of them.
I just disagree. But again, that's just how I feel about it. I don't even really feel like getting into an extensive
You asking niggas to boycott Netflix is just like, come on now, sis.
Like, I'm not going to do that.
People are not going to do that. But when Wanda Sykes was like, yeah, girl, they offered me like $250,000. And I was like, fuck that. And went and got my deal signed elsewhere. Like, I think it's something to be looked at. Like, black women are being lowballed. And this is consistent across industry. But I think niggas look at famous people and be like, oh, well, you should just be happy.
Yeah, you should just be grateful.
You should just be glad because my broke ass would love $500,000. Well, you not Monique either, girl. So let's just all stay in our lanes as far as that is concerned. Black women being like, hey, there's a massive pay gap here and I am way more accomplished than this other girl. So like, let's talk about the inequalities. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Y'all just don't like the messenger.
I think that is a big part
you don't
of
like
it.
The person saying it. Because when Tracee Ellis, when that report came out about Tracee being like, the pay gap between me and Anthony Anderson is ridiculous and my contract needs to be renegotiated or whatever, every single person on my Twitter timeline and in my mentions was like, hell yeah, Tracee makes that show. Give her motherfucking money. This. Now, I personally didn't ever see her say that she wanted or felt like she deserved equal pay. What it said, what I read anyway, said that she felt like the gap was too wide and needed to be adjusted. But yes, I understand Anthony Anderson is executive producer on Blackish, and that's going to mean that he makes more money. Plus, he's the starring actor. He's in a lead role. So yes, that's also going to contribute to making more money. But Tracy's not wrong to say, well, all of that is fine and good, but the gap between us is still too ridiculous. And I'm Tracee Ellis motherfucking Ross. You bitches can Google me and check my resume also and run me my money, period. And then if you watch Blackish, you look at it like, of course she needs more money. She is like the reason to watch the show. She is like a huge part of why I watch the show. Because Dre is a terrible parent. He is an awful parent.
She's like the balance of the parents.
But he is like ridiculous in all of the goofy ways that men get to be ridiculous. He's lazy around the house. He goes to work and bullshits with them crazy white people. Like, he has his moments, but it's all like, look at Dre being as ridiculous as possible. And then here come Rainbow being funny, but also smart and has her shit together and is doing shit with the kids and dealing with his crazy mama talking to, like, I'm just saying, when Tracee said it, it was a very different reaction from people being like, yes, run her money. And then Monique comes around a few days later like, Netflix tried to play me. And niggas are like, well, your black ass don't deserve no better than that anyway.
Right.
Like, it's the body that it's in. It's the person that it's coming from that you have a problem with. And niggas just need to accept that about themselves. Like, you have an issue with Monique. So.
I mean, it is what it is. I hope you keep.
I kind of wish she hadn't done it so publicly, but I mean, I wish she hadn't called for a boycott in the way she did. I don't mind her calling out Netflix.
Right.
It's the way that she decided to call out Netflix that I have an issue with, because it's like that's a professional problem that is also like of public interest, but that's your shit with Netflix. Don't bring the rest of us. We already have a relationship. Netflix is playing way too many of our favorite shows.
It's not even that. I just feel like it was just a little too, like, it was like abrasive, but then it was also wrapped in this weird, like, warm maternal shit that she does, where she's like, I love us for real. I love all of us, and hey, my babies.
And we deserve better,
and all of that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like I said, I hated the approach altogether. I hated the idea of boycott rather than just a conversation of equal pay and black women being lowballed in the entertainment industry and industries of all kinds.
Right.
But yeah, I just don't think that she did a good job of expressing that. But at the root of it, fuck you. What, are you kidding me? Like, hell no, she shouldn't accept no fight. I don't care what you make now. If you are in that position that she is, regardless of how much money Monique has at the moment, you know your worth. You know what you've put in. Bitches, like, when they win that Academy Award, from then on, every time
the price
you are
goes
in
up
anything,
automatically.
Fuck the price. Every time you're in anything, it is Academy Academy Award winning. If you're nominated, they say Academy Award nominee, blankety blank, blank, blank. So what is the point then? For winning all of because you bet your black ass, actually your white ass bottom dollar, that white people, when they get them awards and they go up for any kind of a role or anything, oh, did you hear about the gold man I have in my my living room?
Always.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna add a couple more zeros to that because I don't
automatically.
I forgot about my friend Oscar. So I just
the nomination means the price goes up, and then winning it definitely does. So the fact that Monique experienced pretty much the exact opposite, like she didn't get that big Oscars boost that most of the winners do, should be further proof to you niggas that there's something going on here. It's not. Y'all like to act like it's all in our heads, like we doing something. Charlamagne, dumbass. Like y'all like to act like women are fucking up and don't deserve to be asking for this. But no, Monique absolutely deserves to demand more than what they were offering her, especially in comparison to what they were offering Amy fucking Schumer.
If that part was not in it, like if I didn't know how much they paid Homegirl, I probably would have been like, well, what were you looking for? You know, because I wouldn't have anything to really
because I don't have any context. Right. I don't know what Netflix is offering. And that's another reason why I'm glad she said something, although I don't really super love the way she said it.
Right.
The fact that other black actresses are being like, hey, I get lowballed in this. Taraji's like, I had to pay for my own hotel when I was filming Benjamin Button. Like insane shit like that. Octavia Spencer said Jessica Chastain helped her get 5 times her salary when she noticed the pay discrepancy between them. So it's like, I'm glad all these conversations are happening because a lot of us don't like to talk about money and we don't want to talk about specifics and people don't want to get into that private shit. But women, especially black women, are really getting fucked over and we make so much money for the industry. And yet they want to toss us the pennies and everybody else take home the big dollars. No, fuck that. So I'm not mad at Monique for that at all. Approach could have used some work, but she's not wrong.
Definitely could have used some work.
She's not wrong.
But she is not wrong.
So
thank you. That's all I really wanted to say about that.
Amen.
And honestly, you can keep however you feel about it. I'm not even feeling like I'm not doing it with y'all.